beading party people. How's everyone doing out there? This is Kristen Fagan, and I am here with May, and she is from the YouTube fame Craft with May. Welcome, May. So happy to have you here.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here. We're going to have so much fun.
We so are. May is new to me. We were just kind of chatting and getting to know each other a little bit before we went live, and she may be new to a bunch of you out there too. So tell us a bit about yourself, May.
I would love to. So you're here in my home studio, and I do all kinds of crafty things, and I've been teaching and YouTubing and all of that for over 20 years. Well, not the YouTube part, but the rest of it over 20 years. Just all kinds of things, from sewing to scrapbooking, beading. So I am all over the place. And I'm super excited to be here today because soft flex, I have a whole drawer of soft flex because no matter what I'm up to, that's always the beading wire that like just always works for me, no matter what I'm doing or no matter how long it's been and I've gotten rusty on a technique. It's always like it holds my hand through there. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's going to take care of me. Whatever my project is going to be great. And I've been having a lot of fun with my beads, especially lately, getting out of the jewelry box and doing other stuff and trying to use up. That's been a really big focus of mine this year, is looking around and going, okay, what do I have right here without going to the store, without making an order? What do I have and how can I get creative? And when I'm making an order, being more aware of, okay, this is something that's going to add to my abilities to make with what I have, or I know that this is something I'm going to use instead of things that are going to collect dust, which it's just become a real focus for me. And I've been having a lot of fun with it because it's kind of fun to challenge yourself like that.
I love it. You are speaking my language because I totally give myself fun little challenges like that all the time because I really love to kind of use stuff that's already here and mix it with some new things. And I always feel like giving yourself a little challenge to work with what you've got really helps you think differently, right? So like I paint a lot, and I was doing a tutorial recently, and I was just like, I'm going to use these two colors because they're almost gone. I'm ready to practically throw out the tube. And so they're going to be my color combination for this project because they're like right there on the edge. And then I don't have to look through my stash of anything else. It's like a fun little tweak to how you create, and you never know, kind of those challenges kind of force you to think a little bit differently. So that's really
fun. And you might come up with your most favorite project ever. You never quite know. And you know what? If it doesn't come out, it doesn't come out. That happens too. Right. But luckily with a lot of projects, especially with beads, if I don't love how it comes out, usually, yes, I'm going to be sad that some wires or some crimps or something got wasted, but usually like the beads or the charms and that, I can reuse them if it didn't work. Totally. Or if I used it in one way and changed my mind and now I want to do something else.
They're always ready to use again. And speaking of this, I've been kind of cleaning out my studio a little bit, and I was just cutting up some jewelry pieces right before we went live because of that same reason. I was like, the design was okay. I never really liked how it laid on me. It just kind of sat there. So I'm like, that's it. I'm just cutting it up, put the beads in a bag. They're all together. It was a pretty color combination. So they're still together, but you know, they're sort of waiting for the next project because it's time for them to be something else.
Yeah. And I love giving myself that permission of, you know what, if it didn't work or if it wasn't meant to be, like I do a lot of mixed media canvas. So I'll put like even beads get into those too, right? Where I'm making a bunch of stuff and then painting over it. And I've got one that's like 10 layers in because I'm just like, no, that's not right. No, that's not right. And when I feel like working on it, I just go back in there and try something else and see, how do I feel about that? You know, how are we feeling about this, or how is that looking? And if it's not happening, it's not happening, right? And
I would love to see that. So if you have a picture or anything, or later, if it's not near you, share it in our VIP group, because anything.
Oh yeah, you know what? We'll do that. I'll grab it. I'll snap a picture of it after.
Yeah, because I love working with mixed media, and I don't incorporate beads very often. I did a little bit of embroidery with beads earlier this year onto a canvas, and that was fun. I would like to do a little bit more of that. But I'm curious to see, what you were playing with, and I think a lot of people in our group would love to see it too. So, yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'll post a picture of that when we're done. And I think the thing for me that's really fun about that is a lot of times it happens where I'll love these beads that I got, but maybe I realize that they're like not quite a size or quite a color or something that I'm going to actually wear. It happens. We all fall into, I love this so much. Oh, wait a minute. It's not actually what I'm using, or it's not quite right for me as a jewelry piece. And that's where projects like that come into handy for me, because I've got all kinds of stuff on there. And then even if the colors weren't quite right, you can paint over them.
Totally.
Put some gesso on there, put some glaze on there, and start over. And now
you've got a fun texture that's on there that you get to play with too.
Yeah,
that would be really fun.
Yeah, and then it's just glue.
Yeah.
Then you're just gluing, and it's almost like it's a very, for me, like mental health and wellness. It's just a very like therapeutic kind of a thing to do, to just play with the glue and the beads and the whatever else. I'm looking back at my little miscellaneous drawers behind the camera. Like it could be chains, it could be like rhinestone chain. I don't often actually want to wear it so much as I love buying it and I love having it.
Right.
So that can be a really beautiful thing, or just like little miscellaneous metal bits and pieces or keys or little doodads, or I'll see something and go, oh, that's awfully cool. I don't want to throw that out. Into the drawer it goes. So
right.
Yeah, I'll share a picture. That'll be fun.
Do you do, I know you have a YouTube channel, so tell us a little bit about what goes on over there.
Sure. So the YouTube channel this year got put on hiatus because I had a hand injury that I had to deal with, and didn't really talk about it too much just because there was a whole aspect of, it was work related. So I didn't really know, like, what can I say or what can I not say or what should I not say kind of a thing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I just kind of stepped back, and when I did, I found myself just kind of like playing with things and discovering things and keeping notes in my voice document. So many voice memos from my phone so that I was resting my hand, all these memos and different things. But what I'm doing now is I'm doing a couple different series. We've got a series coming, I'm hoping this week, if not then next. Softflex actually makes an appearance, why I use Softflex so much, but I do a mix of things like the supplies. I've really been focusing on filming content that's about the supplies that I just can't live without, or that I truly recommend, not in a like trending way, but like, this has been so good to me for years.
Right. More of like the basics. This is the foundation.
If this resonates with you, it might also be good for you.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. So I'll do a lot of that. And then creative journey and my projects that I'm working on and how I'm doing those projects. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of actual tutorials on my YouTube already. So
you have a very big YouTube channel.
So there's a lot of those that I may reference or say, there was the like kind of, I don't want to say dry, but this is how you do it. Just this is how you do it. So now the projects are going to be more, they're just real life. They're not going to be projects that, were assigned to me or that I need to complete for a contract or that kind of thing. They're going to be just things I'm doing. Like I'm working, and I know I look behind the camera because that's where my window is. I'm doing a whole mixed media fabric and beaded curtain project that's taking forever and ever. But I just decided I'm going to have to break that one into pieces because it's just so much.
Right. Different parts. That would be awesome.
And the process, but it's going to have beaded strands, but also beads worked into the fabric and like a whole thing. So that I have like this, so that when I'm looking at it, instead of the beige window that I stare at with the beige blinds, which are very practical, there'll be color and it'll be pretty and fun. So I don't have to look at something boring. Right. I get to look, because all the fun's always behind me with the video set up.
That's so true.
All the colors always, I have to turn around to see all the fun and all the color.
That's true. There's no reason for anyone to have boring windows, right? Like any of us. We're crafters, we're makers, we're designers. Like we should have fun, colorful stuff that we love all around.
Definitely. So all kinds of stuff like that, just as and I'm also doing a really deep dive into abandoned projects, works in progress, things that I do still really want to do, but for one reason or another, they got kind of pushed off. So bringing those back in, because I know for a lot of us, it can be really overwhelming. Like how do you bring that back in? How do you get that going? If you stepped away, getting it started again can just feel like so much. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm excited about
That's
all
really
that.
fun. You have a lot. Well, I think, you were given a forced rest, which also
Mm-hmm.
allowed for lots of ideas to come to you, like you said, with all your voice memos and stuff that you keep, which is such a great tip. I do voice memos and then I totally forget that I do them. And then I listened to some the other day that were like 3 years old and I'm like, wow, what wise words I have here that I never shared with anyone anywhere.
So what I do a lot is either in the notes app or I'll email myself where I just put voice dictation on.
Ah.
So I don't have to listen. I don't always want to have to listen or find it. And then it will just go
It'll write
like
it all
so. And
out
if I
for you.
email myself, if I'm that organized, which I haven't been always, but if I'm that organized, then I can take the emails, copy, paste them into, say, a Google Doc.
Yeah.
And I can have like just all of this stuff. And that's actually one of the projects I'm working on is converting the like random ramblings and thoughts like, oh, what if I did this? Oh, what if I did that? Into something cohesive that can actually help me.
I love that. What a great tip. That's such a great idea. I use a program called Evernote, which is like one of those
Oh, yeah.
note-taking programs I have for years. And one of the things I love about it is I can dump stuff in there, forget about it. And then when I'm trying to look for a particular idea or project, I can go in there and use that little search feature. And then I can find all of the things that I wrote that maybe pertain to that keyword or whatever. And it's so helpful when I remember to use it. So I think Google would probably work very similar if you decided to use
I
that
think
as
so, but I think that might even be better just to be able to have all the notes kept separate and just search the word or search the idea.
yeah.
Great tool.
Yeah, so it's awesome. And then I usually put things in there that I submit to people and stuff like that, because not everything gets picked up, but then I could come back to it and it's all in one place. But yeah, what great ideas for keeping your stuff organized. I have ramblings in notebooks all over the place. And I was just trying to sort some of those out recently because I'm like, why do I have like 15 notebooks and none of them are full, but all of them have different things in them and different time periods? And like, why is 2021 here and here and here and then 2023? Like, it's just all over the place. But the idea of trying to organize that is a little bit of a mammoth too. I love the idea of speaking it into a email dictation and then being able to sort that somewhere really easily. That's awesome.
So it started, I think it was about 18 months ago. I had rotator cuff surgery so I've just been having all kinds of fun over here. Don't be jealous of all the fun that's been going
of all
on
the
over
good
here.
times.
But when I did, I found that I really prefer to just push the button and speak and then correct anything if I had to, because I really only had one arm. And I just kind of got used to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found, you know what? I really like doing that. And then once again, I kind of needed to lean on that. I was like, well, I've already been doing it and it's helpful. It's fun, to not have to be typing and typing and typing all the time. So
what a cool tip. Thanks for sharing that with us. Who knew that we were going to be getting some organizational idea tips today with May? So we've got some fun stuff planned for you all. We went ahead and sent May a Just Peachy bead mix. So she's going to be working with that on our tutorial today. And I'm going to be giving away a free bead mix to you all in the comments. So we're going to choose a winner at the end of the video. You'll see scrolling along the bottom here. It just says to comment with the hashtag Peachy and you'll be entered to win. And then we'll choose a winner at the end. You just need to be here at the end to win. We will we'll pick a winner and then We'll wait a few minutes and let it know that we're here. And if you're not here, then you will forfeit your prize and we'll draw another name. So just be aware from the get-go that once we're ready to choose our winner, get yourself ready to hear your name called to let us know that you are still here. And I'm just going to pop over to my desk right now first, and then we'll come back to May in just a second. And I have to set up.
Got some fun stuff going on your desk. I see some goodies.
I got some fun goodies. I got some sneak peeks actually for everybody because we have the Great Bead Extravaganza event this weekend. And so I have some things that I'm going to share here. So what do I want to show you all first? So here's our Just Peachy bead mix. I have a little bit of our strand in here too, but I'll probably work with this while May is working with this in the background as well. So this is what we'll give away. We'll come back to that. The next thing I want to share is that we have the Just Peachy kit is still available. We are like 70% sold out of these. This is the kit that we're going to open for the Great Bead Extravaganza, which is this weekend, July 20th and 21st. And it will be me and Joyce that will be live for the Softflex Company presentation at 1 p.m. Pacific time. We'll both be using this kit. So if you haven't grabbed it, now is a great time to grab it before we sell out. I have a little sneak peek for you. So this is what I'm going to be sharing, my tutorial. I'm going to be making these chandelier earrings with the Just Peachy kit. So this is my little sneaky peek. We don't always show a sneak peek before the show, but I had to get my ducks in a row yesterday. So I ended up creating this beauty, and then also a choker style necklace with the Just Peachy kit. And you can always make this longer. There are more beads in the kit, so you can make it longer if you want to. But this is about like a 17-inch choker style necklace to go with those earrings. And so there's your sneak peek for that. Tune in at 1 p.m. on Saturday to see me make that, and then Joyce will make something as well. The other things I've got here is this is our new crystal and pearl mix that we just put online today. It's missing all the little peach color because I use them, but that's in the mix as well. So you can grab this while supplies last. We just have a small selection of them that we put up today for the weekend. Really fun. This is from our friend Kay Goss over at Stars Beads and Beadoria. She supplied this beautiful mix for us. So that's online. And then lastly, we've got these really great vintage buttons, and they are an assortment. Every mix is going to be different. They are in like white and cream and ivory, a little bit of silver, maybe a little bit of gold. And these were just loaded up on the website today as well. So really fun, all check glass, all vintage, and they're just come in a random assortment. Really, really pretty. Elena, they are crystals. They are from Kay, and they are a crystal and pearl mix. Thanks, Dana. Dana says, I love all the mixes from Kay that you've added to your site. I know it's been really fun to collaborate with Kay and have some of those fun mixes added. She's like the queen of sparkle. And so and she always, and pearls too. So she always puts a really great mix together for us. And then lastly, I think May's going to show us a bookmark. And I just wanted to share, this was the bookmark we made together for the Book Lovers kit. And we made it with one strand on the video, and then I added another strand because I wanted to be a little extra. And I wanted to add in this little kitty cat, this little lucky cat on here. We went ahead and painted this on one side, and the glaze is now on there and looks really great. I really like how the glaze creates a little bit of a sheen, and it feels a lot nicer because the paint on its own has a little bit of a chalky feel. So now it feels really smooth. And then this was the other side, was completely blank. These were included in the kit, as well as these beads. That kit has now sold out. That was our book lovers kit. But our next kit is Sunset Splendor, and you can still get that one. That one will have different things, but that will be our next monthly kit, which you can grab over at softflexcompany.com. Our current sale happening right now, just started today, is it's a site-wide sale. So in honor of the Midsummer Market this weekend, we've got 15% off $59 or more, 20% off $79 or more, 25% off $99 or more, and you also have free shipping on online orders over $65. This is only good for retail orders. It's not valid with any other order discounts. Your free shipping is for online orders only, and it ends on July 23rd. So you can pick up some of these new items and save a little bit along the way. So I'm going to come back up to all of us again. And if you're ready, May, I'll swap over to your table.
Oh, I don't know. I might need a minute to go shop. And I don't know. You guys
That's a good idea. I'll hang out.
We'll do it, I think, where if you're local, you can put pickup, right? You guys still do that?
We do. I think we do still have that option online. So yeah.
That is one of my favorite things, because I'm only about 30 minutes from Salt Flex. So that's one of my favorite things, where if I'm going to be going past there, oh goodness, I just have to go have lunch in Sonoma and pick up, oh darn, I'm so disappointed, right?
Everyone's got to have lunch in Sonoma. It's a great place for lunch.
You just can't wait, and you can't wait on the mail. If you happen to be here in Northern California, anywhere near Sonoma, you can just go get it. I always just think that's the most fun.
Yeah, it is fun. And I know that, I mean, I don't know how the office is handling it these days, but I know it's still an option for sure. And I think that they'll just coordinate either a drop off, or if you want to have like a little appointment or something with the gallery.
I know that they've always been really good about that. But that's usually pretty quick. Usually, like if I was just thinking about that, I'm like, am I going past Sonoma tomorrow? And I don't think I am, sadly. But if I was, I'd be very tempted to just pick it up so I could have it all right away.
Yes, give us a heads up if you're coming in the area.
Oh my gosh!
All right, let's go see what you've got on your table.
So you know what actually inspired this is I actually have the bookmark. I have one similar to the bookmark that you guys were using. I love that one. I'm just picturing reading fantasy books and dragons and things. That would be so fun.
Well, they were a mix, so everyone got different ones in their kit. So someone might have gotten one similar to what you've got there.
Yeah, so I got a whole bunch of these. I just was determined that everybody was getting bookmarks one Christmas, and I ordered I don't even know, 50 of them assorted. I just went a little wild, as we sometimes do. And the thing that I found, because I ended up not needing nearly as many as I thought I did, I was actually using these with a key. So I would dangle some soft flex wire and some beads, and then a key, because that was, I actually still do. I have like a locker and a couple other things where I need to never not know where the key is. And I have the key dangling off a bookmark like this.
Oh, how
because then it's big enough. It's very difficult, as you can imagine. If you have all of this, and then if we add a key on here too, you're really going to have a hard time not seeing it.
Right.
Or missing which table did I set that key down on? You're really going to see that key because there's just so much going on. But also it kind of helped, we could tuck this in our pocket, so the key and the dangly stuff is hanging out, but this is tucked in the pocket. So I've just found these bookmarks to be so incredibly versatile.
That's so interesting. I would have never thought of turning it into a key holder or key ring.
Yeah, and so the key thing for me with these is with the soft flex wire, I've never, knock on wood, but I've never had it break. And I am notoriously just horrible to my things. Not intentionally, guys. It's just I'm just kind of rough and tumble with stuff, you know, so I'll something's going on and my soft flex holds. That for me, that has been the number one thing. I have never had like a heartbreak or a, oh my gosh, this fell to pieces with my soft flex wire and crimps.
That's awesome.
I've got
to hear.
those on
We love
there.
that.
It is held up. And to me, that's the number one big thing for me because I know myself, right? I know not to trust myself to be delicate enough with a lot of things. So for me, whether it's, and I have my little keychain here too, because, and like if you didn't want to do a bookmark, you can make a little keychain or a dangle or something and get wild with it. You can also clip, and I've seen this done and so cute, off your planner or off your purse backpack, like hanging a little cute little hanging charm.
That is cute. I like that.
So cute. So to me, that's just, I mean, there's just unlimited fun. And you guys sent me the medium, which is really mostly what, I don't know about you, that's mostly what I use.
Yeah, that is
Most
what I
of the
use
time,
too.
I've just, the medium is good for whatever it is that I might be doing. And
it's our all-purpose, and it really is the one I use like 99% of the time.
yeah, so, and it's gonna be, I mean, it's just always so good. So what I like to do, let's see, and we've got some of our crimps. As soon as I really used to really fight with jewelry making when it was going to be like strung beads on wire. And it used to be a really rough thing for me until I found Softflex. And I'm not making that up. We can go back in my history and look it up. It's just so true for me because there was too often where either the wire wasn't quality enough or the crimps weren't quality. And like, I would just get too frustrated. And for me, life is just too darn short for me to play with something that's not going to play nice back. You know, if it's going to be too difficult, if it's going to make my life harder, oh, I am just not at a place in life where I want anything to be harder. Not that any of us like specifically want that, but man, I'm just really in a place where I'm like, no, if it's not easy, I don't want it.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, I'm sure, been times where all of us have just made do with what we have for whatever reason. But yeah, you get to a point where you're like, I just don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, so it was really stopping a lot of my fun. And the other thing that I found, and I've got my little crimps going, so I'm just doing my little crimp here, guy, to get this going. And I always like to just I love how I can hold it there in the little channel and just take my time to make sure I've got everybody where they're supposed to be and where I want them. And I don't know about you, but I don't tend to do a super tight little circle around something like this where I know I'm going to be doing some stuff with it and it's going to move a lot. I tend to leave it a little bigger.
So are you meaning the loop itself?
Yeah, the loop itself. I tend to just not get super tight. And I've got my little ravioli. And I don't, it's so funny because even when I mess up or even when I'm not getting it just right, I feel like this is a pretty forgiving crimp and pliers too. I feel like even when I'm not doing it just exactly perfect, or even if I got distracted or had to walk away, I feel like as I turn and, try to make it into the nice little ball, even if I've really messed it up, I feel like I've never really messed it up. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Because
it's just so forgiving. It's going to make its nice little ball. We're going to be okay.
Right.
It's not going to add. And that's really, maybe that's part of the thing is, I'm just at a spot now where it's like, no, if you're going to make problems for me, you're out. I do not need new problems. I need happiness and happy crafting. And that's that. So once I've got that, and I'm telling you, and I'm sure that a lot of you watching already know this, if you are using this Softflex stuff, like once you do, you're good. You're good. Once you've done it and made sure, I always give it a couple tugs just to make sure that I didn't, get chatting or, I don't know, answer a text and mess up something. So once you've got that, then what would you like? For me, these kind of projects, like maybe a leaf, I'll kind of look and think about like, well, what might I like to dangle off the end? I think I might dangle a leaf and a tassel off the end. So I'll just I usually don't get too heavy on the planning here. I usually will just kind of like, okay, well, let's put a bead on and see what we think, right? Because that's another thing for me. And I'm sure we have lots and lots of stringing bead enthusiasts here on the live. It's one of my favorite things about using the wire and stringing the beads on here is that if I don't have an exact plan or if I'm not quite sure, it's okay. I can just slide them off and try a different combination, try a different order. Whatever it is that I wasn't quite happy with, I can just slide them off and try again. Nothing's been hurt. Nothing's been permanent. There's no I can't undo this, which for me, and I know for a lot of people when they're creating, it's just nice to know you're safe, like it's a safe space. If you make this and then you're just unhappy with the order of your beads, then you can just undo that order of beads, right? You can just undo it and reverse it and do something else. Whatever it is you need, you can, there's no stress, there's no pressure. Everything is going to be totally fine. It's like the coziest little happy craft, right? You don't have to worry about it. I mean, you guys, these mixes, I mean, I know when I was looking at this, I'm like, oh, there's so many things I want to play with in here. I can't even begin. Okay, so we've got that. And then, let's see. I will do my crimp. And I'll also show you in a minute something else I've been working on. I've been trying to take things off of my project table and get them done. So I'll show you something else I'm working on here in a minute. But I'm just going to take the other crimp, put that on. And then I think I'll do the tassel first, but I don't know that it matters, to be honest. And I love finding ways that, because I don't sell jewelry, right? I just craft and have fun and give away the stuff that I make maybe, or keep it for myself. So I really enjoy when there's stuff that I can do that will enrich my life, but I don't always want to wear jewelry. I know that's crazy, but I don't always want to actually wear the jewelry. So in that case, and I don't know about you, this is something I'm split on. Sometimes I do this where you see I'm running it back through a couple of beads. Sometimes I'll do that and sometimes I don't. I have not found any difference in if it's going to stay as well, if it's going to work or last as I have found no difference. Yeah. I think what really ends up happening is if I go to slide this on and it happens to go through a bead or two, I just let it.
Yeah, there was definitely a time in a camp where people felt like you had to go back through beads. And really, if you're using a good quality beading wire like Softlex and you're using good quality crimps, it's not necessary.
Yeah.
It could be something you like to do. It could be something that, you might like the way it lays when it goes back through the beads. So it's a personal preference.
So one of the things I find on the end is I like that it's easier for me to dangle it and check myself. Like, how's it laying? How's it going? I feel like it will lay a little more true.
Yeah.
To test it. Just to test it. And then sometimes what I'll do is pull it up a little extra, because then I'm going to loosen it a little.
And we just always suggest that if it's going to mean that you're going to want to go down in diameter just because you're trying to get back through your beads, we don't consider that to be a great idea, because then you're, if someone was like, oh, I really want to go back through, but it's not fitting with 2 wires on a medium, I'm going to switch to a fine, which maybe fine isn't a great idea for, say, a bracelet. So, we'd rather you not go back through your beads and just crimp it with a heavier diameter to be stronger. Okay. It's just sort of the only place where we would say, think about, if you're changing your diameter because you want to get through 2 beads, maybe not, depending on your project.
That's a great point, because you're right. You're better off with that thicker wire and just trimming it right at the spot than losing that thickness and that stability
throughout the entire design.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Just a little happy. And like I said before, I've done this where there's like this and then added a key. We can do it off. You can do it off of a keychain or off of a clip. Here's another one.
I love those clips. Those are so fun.
They are, and you know what? And you can even mix it up. Like, I know my one of my daughters is really into like all the friendship bracelets, like the stretchy friendship bracelets and stuff, and all the like Taylor Swift inspired stuff.
Yes.
And she and her friends have now started going, okay, well, what's next? And to me, for them, like, this is what's next.
This is the next step.
Is, yeah, you can start taking and having a little more fun with beaded wire. And we can put more. Like, I might do a second little one here because, yeah, if you leave me alone with beads and wire and like, things are just going to happen. You know, I'm not going to just not. Oh, wait, I still have wire. That's my other favorite thing is I can always find, like, if I have extra wire, it's always just so easy to find a little use for it or a little project.
Hey, Thomas, I think that's such a great like blog idea. You know, making Taylor Swift stretchy bracelets. What's next?
Yeah,
next is to upgrade to.
It's true though, and they've been raiding my stash for a year now. So now they're like, okay, now what?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm showing them some projects and ideas, and they're like, oh my gosh, there's so much more we can do here. We need more, you know, we need more. We needed to have another gathering and do this and that. And I mean, it's just such, you guys know, you're all jewelry people. It's
I know.
bead people. It's just such a healthy, happy thing.
It really is.
To encourage. And I love that everybody kind of, you know, they get their start in it however they might. I know for me, I really started to make a lot more when my niece was getting into like stones, right? Like stone bead, like, oh, we don't have to just buy like the little stones at the rock shop. We can buy beads.
And then we can make it into something.
Stone jewelry. And then we had a whole summer, right, where we got really super into that. And it just kind of progresses. And
like
everybody's crafts, a little different. Right? Like, everybody kind of finds what they like or what's working well for them.
I know you do lots of other crafts, and you kind of hinted in the beginning how you were kind of like coming back to your bead stash a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's kind of fun. I think for crafters and makers of all kind, it's very common for us to craft hop or, you know, creative hop. And then it's great when you can come back to something. And like you said, like the wire's still there for you. The beads are still there for you. Like nothing goes bad. Nothing dries out, nothing.
And you know what? Ready. That has always been, some of the beads in my stash are 30, 35 years old. I mean, that's something that for me has been a long time thing where, you know, like I still have childhood beads in here from this, that, and the other thing where it really is something that you can maybe, you know, maybe you stepped away or whatever, but to me, it makes beads all the more valuable because they're not going to go bad.
Yeah.
And they won't even go out of style because they're they're beads. They're going to be
right. You just mix them up with different things and it just changes the style, but they never really out of style.
No, not at all. And to me, that makes them even better because then I don't have to stress about, oh, I didn't use these in time or, you know, I wasn't quick enough and now they're out of fat. No, I don't have to worry about any of that.
I love that Sherry said May is the fun aunt.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah, I can dig that. Totally. Just like I'm not a big, and that's the other thing that I'm really into. I know I sound like a Soft Flex commercial, but it's true, you guys. And I've been working on my video with
I did not tell her to say any of this, you guys.
It's true. But it's one of these things for me where I love that, like, I don't have to, the only rules that I have to really abide, right, are that how a crimp goes on. Or that if I over tighten this, it will cause a problem. You guys have probably all done it. Please tell me you've all done it because I certainly have done it plenty. Where I over tighten something and there's not enough wiggle room. Or I forget to check, you know, do the little shake test. Is everything up at one end? And I totally missed. I did that one time where there must have been 6 inches.
Oh, of beading wire because you thought you didn't push all the beads. I didn't
realize that I hadn't done my little wiggle and shake. And I didn't realize that I had so much beading wire.
Oh my gosh.
Now we had a true problem. Right. Or you guys know the bracelet rule. The bracelets have to be able to curve. They need a little wiggle.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that because it was one of my first bracelets. I mean, we all do that stuff and that's okay too. But the soft flex, as long as I remember just a couple things for my beads, I don't have to be constantly practicing. I mean, there are some crafts to me that I really have to practice a lot and often to keep my skill.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that with this, like if I walk away for a month or 6 months, I come back and it's pretty much there. It might take me 1 or 2 tries, or it might not be totally thrilled with like every single crimp, right? There might be a crimp where I go, oh, I don't love how that one turned out, or I don't think, but you know what? That's when the cover comes out if I need to.
Right. Yes.
That's when the cover comes out, or that's when I say, you know what? This is a keychain, or this is for a key. It's okay. Right?
Yeah.
And just give myself permission that I wasn't a robot and wasn't perfect. Oh, that's so much fun. Yes, I could just sit here and do that bead mix, that peachy bead mix is just so lovely.
It's really sweet. It's a very sweet mix. I know Sherry says, I love these beads, beautiful colors and textures. Khalidi says, so many elements of a craft will play well and incorporate into other crafts. They totally do.
And that's the other thing is you'll learn and you'll find there's so many times where I think, oh, well, what am I going to do with this? And then I go and find another way. So I do want to show you guys, though, just because I think it will be timely next week, but I've been working on this one for a while. So the new Deadpool movie is coming out next week.
Oh,
and so I purchased this as a double keychain, right? So it's meant as best friends keychains. But when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, it's a pendant. Not only is it a pendant, but it's a pendant that this can be the clasp.
Oh, is it magnetic?
It's magnetic. It's supposed to be like keychains, but it's I'm like, oh my gosh, it's a magnetic pendant. And
that's the coolest. I was wondering how they connected.
My red and my yellow soft flex.
Which are both now discontinued colors. So now
I actually started this like a month ago and I walked away because I was trying to remember what I was doing. But basically, I'm going to put this. So this is another thing that's my favorite thing. And I know you guys all love that about colored beading wire is I'm leaving this plain at the back because I love the look of it. I love being able to see that color and knowing it's strong enough, right? It doesn't need me to cover it up or do anything.
No. And it's actually really comfortable. Like you wouldn't think it's really as comfortable as it is. It's actually, I tend to find that I like the wire, especially towards the back and just leaving the beads in the front. Because
I find it's more, I get a little sensitive with my neck and scratchy things. And this always makes me so happy. So I just need to loop this around and decide. I think I'm doing smaller beads. So like this one will have smaller beads up this side. And then this one will have smaller beads up that side.
So cool.
I had to show you guys because I was working earlier. I was working on
Anne is wondering where that Deadpool pendant came from, May. Where did you get it? Or it was actually keychains.
You know what? I was at the mall with my daughters at like, whatever it would have been, Hot Topic, Box Lunch, something like that. And they had a huge shelf of them.
Yeah. Okay,
like
so check out your
chains. So I think you could probably find it online too. But so you're going to be searching for a Deadpool Wolverine keychains. It's keychains that they're selling it as. But you know how bead people are. We see it as soon as we see that little loop, we're like, oh, that could be something entirely different.
And the magnetic part is such a delightful thing.
Oh, as soon as I was looking at it in the store and going, how can I justify this? I don't need this. And as soon as I realized, oh my gosh, it's the clasp and it's a necklace.
Yeah.
That's when I was like, okay, I don't care that's $8 or whatever it was. I have to have it right now. It has to come home. And I'm just excited it'll be done before the movie comes out. And I'm excited about that because I certainly didn't want to have like, oh, look, we've started yet another project and yet another project.
And we didn't finish. I know. And you'll have a reason to wear it. Are you, if you end up going to see it in the movies, that's going to be really
we are. We're all going to go together because it comes out like the last day my daughter is home before she goes back to college.
Oh, right on.
So we'll all go see it. It'll be fun.
Very cool. Tina is saying that she forgets how much she loves to make bookmarkers. And thank you. This video was right on time.
Oh,
so
good.
Nice to to meet you, May.
Well,
Yeah, I
and you
love it.
guys know, I know we're only in July. I say only, but for me, July through October, if I'm going to make anybody holiday gifts, it's July through October.
Oh, you are early, which is
No, it has
awesome.
to be because
It
as
has to
soon as,
be. I
as
always
soon as we
wait
hit
till late
November,
and
it's
then
too
it doesn't
busy.
happen for
Yeah,
everybody.
it's too busy. The only time I've ever done it, I made a cross stitch pillow for my husband. It took over 100 hours, and the entire month of November, that's all I did.
And
Every
tracked
minute
it
he was at
down.
work, I was cross stitching that pillow, and it took so long. And it was totally worth it, but
Yeah.
it was one of those things where I was like, yeah, this is why normally I would not do this at all.
Right.
But I had this idea, and I didn't have any gift ideas, and I knew it was perfect, so I was just gonna do it.
I'm so glad you found it, Anne. She tracked down the Deadpool
Oh,
keychain
good.
on Box Lunch. I don't know what that is, but
So
okay.
it's just you know what that is if you like pop culture stuff at all.
I'm gonna pop
Oh,
over
look
here.
out. Once you
Oh
guys have
yeah.
that, it's I'm sorry if we've enabled you now. Well, I mean everything from Disney to whatever else fun stuff. Oh my gosh, look what you've been up to.
I know I made some cute little earrings
They're so
while you were
cute.
making. Aren't they
And
sweet? So that
it's so comfortable and light. A
I
few little
know.
beads, and those nice little feathers are so nice and light.
They're so cute. And I don't know, there's something about this little like it feels like a little crown up here for some reason. I'm not sure why. But I ended up I had some champagne extreme here. I grabbed a couple. I just was like trying to see which spools were already open. And this one I thought was really sweet with that peachy mix. So I went with the champagne color and just added that little feather at the bottom, created the crimp loop, strung on a few of those fun beads from the mix, and then just a crimp on the top. Super, super simple, very flexible, and going to be like kind of fun and dangly,
Mm.
But you guys, isn't it fun how May ended up making a bookmark and I don't think she even realized that we did a book lovers kit just this last month.
No, I don't know how, but I missed that.
Yeah, so it was almost like when she sent me the idea of what she was going to make, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's perfect with all of our book lovers kit designs and the bookmarks that you all have been making. I thought it was like such fun kismet timing that you ended up coming up with that too. And I love the 2 strands. I think the 2 strands is really fun on
It's just a little more movement for me.
yeah. So what I want to do here, which is not working out at the moment, let me fix this. When you're doing like a crimp at the bottom and a crimp at the top, I want them to lay differently. Like this one's going east to west, my loop, and then I want my other loop. How do I want it to go? Oh, I also want it to go east to west. So you have to kind of be thoughtful when you're putting your wire back in through your crimp that you are doing it in a way that's going to create the loop going in the right direction, just like you would if you were using hard wire and you want those loops either going the same way or going opposite ways.
And you know what? I bet for a lot of us, I bet if I go back to some old projects that I'm not happy with how it's laying, I bet that's the culprit.
Yeah, it probably is because it's something you don't really realize until you're doing this more often. And then you go, oh, okay, I want this to attach to my ear wire a certain way. And so I have to kind of be thoughtful of the direction of my loops.
And I love how you're doing that because, sometimes I know some of us just like making like the little strands with the beads, but you could take that and make a whole dangly necklace or bracelet.
Oh, yeah.
So you could, I know that's sometimes something I like to do is just make the dangle part and then I'm not sure what I'm doing. But you could take those. But I love that you made it and then it's going to be earrings. So there it is.
So cute.
So
Another
fun.
Another Just Peachy design. We've done a ton of designs with this mix so far, you guys. I have a sun catcher that I did earlier with this mix that you can find on our YouTube channel. Now we have a pair of earrings. We have a bookmark from May. And then I think I have one other design that I ended up doing too. So tons of inspiration for picking up your Just Peachy bead mix. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and choose a winner. Are you guys ready for that?
Yay.
Is it winter time? Everyone going to get themselves ready to say, I'm here when your name is called? Oh, Janice just ordered some blank bookmarks. Yay! I love it. She can't wait to make them. Melissa is saying, I think you can post them. Maria, are people posting Peachy creations on VIB yet? Not with the Just Peachy kit, not with this yet. So the Just Peachy kit, you can post after our presentation on Saturday. And then you can start sharing what you guys made with that kit. So almost there. Almost there. Ginny, I know, champagne color. Thomas, are we out of champagne? I thought we still had champagne. But maybe we are out of it. I hope it comes back soon. It's such a pretty color. Isn't it funny how that happens? Sherry says, it's so strange that I wasn't a big fan of peach until I saw this peachy blend. And now that's all I see is peach and blue. I know, it's funny how that works. Well, that's our color of the year. Peach fuzz is the Pantone's color of the year. So you should be seeing it all over the place out there in the world right now. It's usually what happens. They infiltrate. All right, let me go ahead and share my giveaway screen. Last chance to get in your hashtag Peachy comment. Oh, Thomas says, I think we may be out. I'm sorry I shared it and teased you all because I thought we still had some champagne in the shop. I didn't realize that we were done. So teasing you for the future when we get our champagne color back. Or maybe you have some in your stash, like May had yellow and red, which are two colors you can't get anymore.
Oh, really?
I know. They both
Well, see, now you're just going to make me go and get all the available colors so that I have backups of everybody.
It's so true. So
but I can get a 25% off if I get enough of them. So
yeah. You'll have to, and if you see it out in the wild, you'll have to know, oh, that's a color they don't carry and they don't make anymore. We have been very busy discontinuing colors over the last year or so, which has been sad, but also a little necessary. I think it started during the pandemic a little bit. Okay. But it's one of those things that's like, we used to laugh, like we could never sell yellow. Nobody ever wanted it. And then all of a sudden, now everyone wants it back.
So you know what? That yellow the red's been used a little bit at Christmas time, kind of, and Valentine kind of stuff. The yellow has never once been used. This is the first time. I don't even know why.
It's a tough color.
It's very bright yellow, and it's not that I'm against bright yellow. It's just that's never the color I would pick.
Yeah, I think yellow was color of the year one year, and we did a ton of projects.
That must have been when I got it.
Yeah, so we did a ton of things with it, and then it sort of like became a favorite for a lot of people, and it's like, well, now it's gone. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna go ahead and draw our winner today to win one of our Just Peachy kits. Someone snuck in there right at the last minute.
Oh, it's so exciting.
I do need a set of pastels, Sherry. I agree. We do need some soft pastel colors. Sue W. over on YouTube. You are our winner. Congratulations. Let us know if you are here, Sue. I'm going to start the clock now. You've got a few minutes to let us know you're here. Woohoo. She's here. Yes.
Yay.
Yay. You win a Just Peachy kit just for hanging out with us. Thank you so much to all of you.
Throw some beads up in the air like confetti, but I just don't want to clean it up.
Yeah, no, yeah, I hear you. That's that fake confetti.
I know if
Please,
I had the little special effects, I would do that for you. That's fun.
Sue, please go ahead and email us at info at softflexcompany.com. Let us know your shipping address and we will get your bead mix out to you. Thanks everyone for being here with us today. This has been so fun to hang out with May and to do some beading and just get to know you. And it's just been a blast.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been so much fun. I know I just like kind of sit over here quietly doing my little soft flex projects. So it's been fun to get over here.
Yeah, and May should share with us when she has Softflex things hitting her YouTube
I
channel, right,
will be.
everybody?
Yes.
She should give us a heads up. This way we can share it and let everyone know in the group that you've got a new Softflex video up and
Will
coming.
do.
All right, go check out her Instagram, which is Craft with May, and check out her YouTube channel, which is also Craft with May. And follow along and see what she's up to. She's always making all sorts of new things. And I did notice that your channel was taking a little bit break. I didn't realize you had hurt yourself. And so
Yeah, it was just one of those things where it was like it was a work comp thing. So it was kind of like, yeah, I don't really know like
what I'm allowed to do.
Yeah, until everything was like settled and handled. It wasn't, yeah. So
Yeah.
it was one of those things where it was like, I'm just going to be quiet until we've sorted this out and I've given myself my rest. And now, yeah, I feel like full of energy and I'm so excited because you
Watch
guys,
out
fall
this
is
fall.
my favorite season and it's up next.
Yep. Totally.
Summer is very sweaty. Summer is very hot. I do love the long days,
hot.
but
It's been extra hot this summer.
I love the fruit. I love the long days. And then I'm like, okay, give me my fall. Give me my cooling weather. Give me my sweaters. Give me all my fall decorations. Like we're mid-July. I'm like, why am I feeling this? It's middle of July. That's why.
Yeah.
I love it.
Pretty soon. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Actually, I know it's not everybody. I know some people really love summer, and I bless you. I'm so jealous of you. It's just not my season.
Yeah, I'm a fall lover as well. So I will be looking forward to getting inspired and enjoying the cooler weather and seeing what you're up to. I know you have a bunch of things coming down the pike in fall. So
I do, and I'm so excited to share them with you guys.
Yay! All right. Thanks so much, May. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
We will see you tomorrow for our live bead sale at 1 p.m. Pacific time on the Softflex Company Facebook page or Instagram page, or you can check out the App Store and download the Softflex Company app. It's the best way to shop. And that'll be live at 1 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow on Thursday, July 18th. And then we'll have Joyce back with us on Spill the Beads at 9:30 a.m. on Friday morning. Then I will be doing the Great Bead Extravaganza preview party, which is Friday evening at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And then Joyce and I will be back on Saturday for the Great Bead Extravaganza at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So many things.
You've been busy.
So busy. You will be seeing a lot of me. I hope to be seeing a lot of you making all sorts of beady goodness happen this week. And thanks for tuning in today. Bye, everybody.
Bye.